nothing you can do.
No.
And going in the home, they don't do nothing there either.
No.
I can take care of her. I don't have control. Just take care of her. Maybe take better care of her than in the home.
And you're got a phone.
Yeah.
Alright, I got some hot, so. Call this meeting to order. Thank you, Sherry, for providing the printed minutes. Everyone had a chance to go over the minutes from our October 7th meeting. If so, do they see any changes, corrections that need to be made, additions? Now I'll take a motion to approve.
Move to approve. I'll second.
Larry, second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Now everyone have a chance. So, two things that we need to add to the new business. We got a letter from Mary Conrad last month, and need to talk about that, and also where we're at with the protests. Had some stuff come up with protests, and we've been working with our city attorney to try and resolve that. So, anyone else have anything to add to the agenda?
Said it must be cold.
Now, I'll take a motion to approve the agenda as it has been presented.
I'll make a motion.
Jeffrey, any second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? All right. Mr. Denning, I see you are on the agenda.
Yeah.
Okay.
Why did I have to drive around in them roads with my business? Now that I'm drive 2 blocks to go to out of town, now I gotta pay a bunch of money. So I lose my house. That's what why wasn't them streets done sooner?
The only, I mean, I guess it's one of those deals where, and I can't really speak because I haven't been here that long. I've only been on the council for 5 years or so. Unfortunately, we went from a situation where
Some people that drive around town in the morning and check out what's going on, they bitch because them streets are so bad.
Yeah.
I hear that from a bunch of them people.
yeah,
And they drive every morning and tell you why is this there, why is that there, why is this there. And they have no business. Only they live a block away from the main street to go out of town. So we're fixing the streets for them guys that like to drive around town.
I think we're fixing. I think we're fixing the streets because we have a fairly active community. We've got a school. We've got, you know, I mean.
Right, how long? How many years do you have got all that?
Impossible to say.
And how much it's gonna cost me? I wanna know now.
We can't tell you right now.
Well, then you're like, when I was in business, if I'd have said, well, I'll build you that house, and when we're done, I'll let you know how much it costs you. If I could have done business like that, yes. So you guys can't tell me till it's done.
Well, we've given you numbers to go off of that to be pretty close to that, but we don't have a specific amount.
Well, I'd like to know what it costs me. Then I'd pay what you tell me. No, I'm against it 100% because I got screwed out of the city for years because I'm banging around with my equipment, and now, and I suppose them Dennings in town, they're worthless. They don't do nothing.
Well, that's why we have the protest period, so if you're against it, then turn your protest in.
Huh?
That's why we have the protest period.
Well,
Okay, thank you, Wilbert.
you know, that don't do me no good. I might as well go home because, I mean, I didn't find the damn thing out.
We've had 2 informational meetings with numbers where, I mean, it is the process and we have to follow it. I mean, it is century code, it is the legal process. I mean, I understand your frustration, but, you know, we need to do something with our streets and we're waiting for this process. to
Well, why
wrap up.
couldn't you fix them? There's some places you fix, they're not that bad.
Well, and if the protest, you know, does as well as some think it will, then we'll have to do that anyway, so.
Well, I knew it'd come up here for nothing. I come up once before and was gonna find out how much it cost me, then I couldn't talk. They couldn't let me talk. I couldn't say a word. So why the hell am I here for? Why did it come up now? Because I didn't find the damn thing out. They don't know whether it's costing me 30,000 or 50,000, and the home is no worth, nothing anyhow. Because by the time the home gets sold, there's nobody living in the town, you can't sell it.
Okay, Bill and Tom, maintenance report?
My garbage lately,
Yeah.
flooded out basements.
It's been a rough one. Okay, Sherry,
Okay, we have to figure out what we're gonna do with Sam. Is she gonna go to hourly and just keep coming in and teaching me and we pay her by the hour that way? Or are we gonna continue to do her monthly?
I guess, I mean, she has resigned from the, and I believe since she did so much training last month, we did keep her on the payroll.
I would like that because she is being an asset to
Right,
help me.
and I know she's helped and put in a lot of time, so we paid for the month of October, but I suppose being that she is no longer in that role, probably gonna move to hourly would be best, as Sherry ramps up, she's gonna need less and less.
That's my feeling. I think we should go strictly hourly, because monthly, you don't know how many hours she's gonna be here.
Right.
Well, I write the hours down, but I'm doing mainly the work and she helps me do it all. So she gives me a lot of homework and I'm doing it. She even asked for this, for you guys to
Okay,
do it one way or the other.
She's okay with one way or the other too?
Yes,
so
she
you don't want
is.
her to stop helping?
No, she is, and she is an asset, because I'll tell you, a lot of people don't realize how much in detail this is. But she said she assumed that it would go to that way, and she wanted to make sure for you guys to give her a decision.
Well, we just
What
get
do we-
paid like yourself, 15 an hour. The same pay she's getting,
is that a motion?
sure.
Jeffrey makes a motion to move Sam to hourly at a wage of $15 an hour. Okay,
Oh, and then I have one more. City Hall will be open one day a week, every Thursday from 11 to 1. I'm gonna put it on Facebook. Is it okay if I put it in the paper?
yes,
And that will be, anybody can come in, you can call me during that time, you can come in here and speak to me personally.
Every Thursday?
I will be here from 11 to 1, excuse me,
Every Thursday?
every Thursday, 11 to 1. I will actually be in the building from 9 to 1, but I will be in for that to do other work.
I think it's great. Is that all you had, Sherry?
Yep.
Okay. Mr. Heflin, nothing?
Nothing.
Oh, where am I at? Jeffrey High,
I had one complaint on the residents across from the apartments, is that
Schlittenhart.
Schlitter.
Sharon?
Apparently the erosion that's occurring with that dirt directly west of her place, the water as it comes south down the road in the west, curb stop or gutter, hits that dirt and it goes right into her yard. So maybe,
On the north side of her approach then, of the house?
well, it
The
just goes
dirt
right
that-
into her, just hits that dirt and just goes right
The dirt
into
that's in the, like where,
in the street.
in the street. Okay.
Yeah, I guess what I,
Well, I did
Which-
put gravel in there, what was that, a couple months ago?
right, and I don't know if it's just make a spot for the water to go right along that curb is all I think we need to do. Let's just make it so that water runs and not hit and then goes into
Or
the
you know,
river.
you're digging up with whoever put in that stuff in the parking lot where it was all torn out, they'd be digging that out.
Something that we need to do.
We'll take a look at it.
That's all I have.
Okay, Larry, garbage airport ambulance help,
Nothing.
nothing. Mr. Schroeder. Okay, old business, water tower sensor is fixed. Tina Ockery's water basement, where water filled up with, or basement filled up with water. So Bill turned off water at the curb. So that was due to burst pipe. Sherry Schleps, now our new city auditor. Talked about the tax increase that's being enforced upon us by the state. And the 500-gallon tank that we approved to buy, we buy that yet?
Nope.
And park board presented their financial overview. On a new business, so unfortunately, we got this letter a little too late in the cycle, so we couldn't talk about it last meeting, but I did forward Mary Conrad's letter on to More Engineering. Just got a few North Dakota Century Code listings in here, hearing dates, questions about Bank of North Dakota. I did speak with, this was on here, this last week, yeah. I did speak with More Engineering, they spoke with their legal counsel, and apparently everything that we've been doing has met Century Code compliance, actually has gone above and beyond in terms of informationals and sending out information as well to every homeowner. So their recommendation was that entered into the record that we received it, we reviewed it, we found to be above the board. I guess that's where they left it. Did anyone want to add anything additional? Okey doke. Second piece of business. After the informational meeting last week, I received a packet with a lot of protests in it, and started just kind of going through a few, and we had one from someone who's no longer with us, who's passed away. We had some from people who specifically come up to me at various times in favor of the street project. So just having a dead person submit a protest, and I did go and talk to a couple people, and each person of the 7 I talked to, they had told me that they had not submitted any protest for the street project that would be 2020-1. So obviously there's some concern there, so we worked with our city attorney, Isaac Zimmerman, and then Jerry Kuhn, who actually used to be the city attorney, and they were going through and found that we can't accept legally any of the protests that were in that packet. There are no original signatures, there's no mention to the street replacement district on there, and there's no real signatures, no dates. So that causes me some concern for the fact that if someone believed that they were legally protesting and believe that to be true, and we can't accept that, do we want to try and postpone that protest by 2 weeks so that we can run something in the paper so we can get information out there about how people properly protest? Because, and I knew I'd read it, but it actually says in our letter, and it, again, whatever, Century Code, it's kind of hard for people to know this, but we cannot accept any petitions to protest the project. Property owners must submit their own individual protest letter. And it has to be signed, it can't be a photocopy. So, and it should contain obviously the street replacement district number and everything. Every homeowner did get one of these.
Do they have to be dated within a certain time period?
They do have to be dated as well. So, and obviously your
Just
name
before
and,
the end of the.
and then you actually can, I mean, you have until 7 o'clock on, I guess, it was gonna be the 11th, so everyone would still have a week. I just don't know if that is enough time if we wanted to try and push it back 2 weeks, I could contact Tanya and have her run something. Just, I feel bad if someone thought that they had actually properly protested, and then it turns out that, you know, they were misled.
Excuse me, those people weren't misled. We called Bismarck, and that's what they told us needed to be on the petition. And what we put on that petition was all that was required per Bismarck when we talked to them about it, and the century code. And we made copies, and we made it triplicate copies, and we have them on a flash drive. We don't want to have to get into an attorney either and take this to court with you guys, but I guess if we have to, we have to. And
Right,
people that
yeah.
died, we tried to staple new people that moved in and protested it. And I think it's a shame that you guys are doing this and actively working against your city. I think that's a real shame.
Yeah, I had a question and a suggestion.
We're not doing this. If you want to be on the meeting agenda, contact Sherry by 3 o'clock
I just-
on the Wednesday.
I'm
No,
not
hold
being
on.
arbitrary, I
It-
just
it
had
doesn't
a
matter.
question.
You're not on the agenda for tonight.
Well, either,
Again, we're not addressing.
I'm
We're not
not going to
addressing
ask you, I
that.
just,
Okay.
I think it is
We're
good.
moving forward.
I think it is good to put it off a couple of weeks because of the confusion. And also, if you do another one of those things, would you put on there that it's $4 million? You guys put on there that there's a street type of program or something like that, and I think it would be more informational to the populace if you would just put on there the figure $4 million.
That's not the figure.
Huh? Well, whatever the figure is.
We
Anyway,
don't know that
you know, we're not gonna go down this route with
Okay.
people just jumping in
I just made a
meetings in the middle.
suggestion. All right, I made a suggestion.
Thank you.
Okay.
So, do we feel like we want to push back protest period, run something in the paper so that people can properly protest? Because we can't, we legally, I mean, I talked with Jerry Kuhn, we legally cannot accept any of those protests that are in that packet. So
I think we should. For one, November 11th is a holiday.
Well, I know,
Which I don't know.
it's not- and we have a program,
So I think we should push it. We're not trained in the legal, and that's why we took it to the attorney, because we're not trained to, I mean, I had one request to withdraw his name. Where in the hell am I authorized to say, yeah, you can withdraw it? I didn't know if it was even in there, but he wanted it out. We're not, you know, we're not trained in legal. As far as this project, I don't see 4 million working. I mean, it's not feasible. We don't have the base in this community to pay for it. I also, the other night, proposed going by units and scaling down. I have yet to have somebody come and say, I think this community's got to collectively get together and decide what they can afford, then give us a number to work with. We don't have no numbers.
That's supposed to be your job, Lauren, to come up with the numbers. And what those petitions, whether you guys decide to keep them or not, maybe we have to get an attorney involved, I don't know. But what those petitions told you was 4 million is too much. And you said, well, it's unworkable. Then you guys come back with a lower amount, 500,000, a million. And then process it that way, not to do it backwards. Now nobody knows what it is except $150 a foot, and we can go up to 4 million. We all want better roads. We all want them fixed, but not to that expense. Just like I said before, I want a Cadillac SUV, but I can't afford it. And yeah, reality sucks, but that's the way it is. We can't afford that in this town. There's too many people not working, they're on fixed incomes.
Okay, the other night I offered anywhere from 4 to 2, and we go below
Yeah,
that.
I saw that, I was watching, great ideas, but you guys didn't vote on anything. And you guys didn't throw out the 4 million. So you have access to 4 million, and that scares a lot of people, because we don't know what
But
it
if we
is.
need feedback, if it's 4 million was $84,
Yeah, $42.
2 million was
is
$42, we need feedback. Do you want us to use 42 instead of?
Yeah, what I think you need, Lauren, is a.
And I'll just say
Plan
this.
B.
Now, I got feedback, they don't like that idea at all, because under the assessment provision, they would on a 50-foot lot pay $7,500. And if you take that over 20 years, it's about, I think it's about $30 a month. It would be a lot more expensive at this rate, and that's when I say compromise, because of the differences.
And don't forget, we're still paying off a water bill, so our water bill's $80 a month. Plus, we have 18%, I think Jeff said that, month meeting before last, because of the taxes. Property taxes are gonna go 10 for 1 year and 8 for another. And then, we have the assessment, whatever it is, poor people can't afford that. That's a lot of money. $24 doesn't sound like much, 42 doesn't sound, 84 doesn't sound like much, until they have to start paying it out of their pocket. And they don't get that. What did Social Security go up? 1.75% or something? 3% maybe? I don't even know. I mean, I'm just trying to state with the people that signed, whether you like it or not, those people legitimately did protest. I'm sorry you're throwing them out. If you feel like it, that's fine, you guys do what you
We can't
want.
legally accept them. That's what our lawyer said. So, they're not originals. And again, like I said, I've had 7 people who say they didn't sign this. And that's.
Where's the original copy?
Excuse me?
Where's the originals?
I probably have the originals, or you guys got most of the originals. There were people that sent them in by fax to us, and sent them in by email, and those are all legal. So, again, legal opinions on both sides are gonna come out with different opinions, and you already know that if you've been involved with anything legal. I know it.
Yep.
So it just depends on what attorney you use and what they're fighting for. And I understand that. But I don't wanna get to that point. I'm trying to make you guys realize, come up with a number that's lower than 4 million and say, this is what it is. We'll try to do what we can. Not to say that we've got a loan there that we can take up to 4 million and it's $150 a foot. We just had a house that was used house, Rose's house. That house sold for $7,500. That guy's gonna have to pay $7,500.
And he doesn't care, he's all for
Well,
it.
maybe he doesn't. There's a lot of hunters that work. What I'm trying to show you is that there are houses, we're not all working. And the house prices are not all $100,000. They're $5,000, some of them sold for $1 or $2 or
So, and we're gonna let the
$50.
protest period, so we wanna motion that, move that back 2 weeks, and I'll get ahold of Tanya.
So you wanna just move it to December 1st,
That's it.
2 weeks, or to the 2nd? Or
Should we make it December 2nd and then Jerry can be here and, or Isaac,
That would make sense.
and he can explain it, give the legal side of it,
Next city council meeting will go.
next council meeting.
I have got an idea.
Okay, is that a motion?
I'll make a motion,
I'll
we
second.
move the protest, ending of the protest period, December 2nd, the reading of the petitions.
And I'll second that.
Jeffrey, all in favor?
Nay.
Opposed? Andy's opposed. Where were you at, Larry?
Yeah.
Yeah. Say that passes 3-1. Date and time of next meeting, Monday, December 2nd, 2019, 7 PM. That work? Motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
Larry, all in favor? Opposed? Meeting adjourned.